Hello, hello, hello. This is Misty Magdalena Grace with the new and improved version of Healthy and Wealthy and Wise, where we talk about spirituality, psychedelics, plant medicine, microdosing, and really that journey within to finding your best innate wisdom, to your best health, your best wealth through all sorts of inner child healing, trauma release, grief recovery, overcoming addictions, and working with the mind, the body, and spirit. So go ahead, leave a review, subscribe, download. We look forward to your feedback. Thanks for tuning in today. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my first monologue in a while. As you guys have known, I have had my beautiful husband and partner in life and business on the past few episodes. And today I wanted to talk about this Age of Aquarius and how we navigate this new world with relationships and partnerships. As my husband and I have openly shared with you, we have gone through a lot the past 2 years, and we now know and we do believe, because what's happening planetarily, globally in the universe, that we're all changing, we're all transforming. It's an inside job, as within, so without. So if you've had a lot of mishaps, if you've had a lot of health issues, if you've had a lot of financial issues, if you've had a lot of relationship issues, welcome, right? This is happening for all of us right now. And if you're not working on yourself, from the inside out, and this is way more than meditation and subconscious mind work. This is work. This is actual transformation, and some might even call it transmutation, from burning the old, birthing the new. And so I want to give you some quick tips today. This is not going to be a very long episode, because I'm going to have another episode on Friday with my husband, and we're going to talk deeper about our relationship challenges and how we have navigated them together. But today, this is specific to both business relationships, coupled, whether you're married or partnered or whatever relationships, and it also applies to friendships as well. Because part of this new birthing era, Age of Aquarius, whatever you want to call it, some people call it 5D, some people call it the new Earth. And if you're like, what the heck is she talking about? Google it, or you just know that a lot of changes have been happening. Divorce rate is at an all-time high. People have been quitting jobs, and it's hard to even a lot of places can't find employees because a lot of people are just tired of it. The Great Resignation was the beginning of that. I believe it's continuing. People are wanting to find their purpose and make money in a more meaningful way. So this is all about the Age of Aquarius and heading into a new era. So you're gonna have to change. Like me, I changed. I changed my name. I went through massive change, and ego disillusion. I made friends with my ego. I rewrote, my purpose in life and reconnected to remembering who I truly am. That's the simplest way of putting it. What that meant was I reconnected to my heart. I reconnected to my purpose, my reason for being. And that's why also people don't want to just make money for the sake of making money. Someone could go and drive Uber, and they could do, whatever, part time. But here's the thing: if you're not feeling fulfilled by it, again, it's going to impact your health. It's going to impact mental, physical, spiritual, financial, all of that kind of stuff. So if you're feeling any of that, if that resonates, that just means you've got to go within and tap into, what is your purpose? What are your gifts? Why are you here? Now, I did that all of really the past 2 years. That's why I massively shifted my career from a sales coach to a healer. My podcast went from entrepreneurship to spirituality. And that took me 2 years. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to take you 2 years, but I also had to fail forward. What does that mean? I created new offers. I tested the marketplace. I did many beta tests. What we call practice kind of beta is like anytime there's a beta program or a beta tool. A lot of even like the first iPhone was like a beta, right? And how many versions of that do we have now? Are we on to 13 or 14? I don't even remember. So I had to do a lot of that kind of early testing and then course correcting. And all along the way, what I had to do during that time as well is I had to ask myself, who is my ideal client? Same thing with my husband. We went through the ringer. Like there was a lot of times, even he and we were on each other's chopping block because we were like trying to figure out who we are as an individual and then who are we as an interdependent couple. A lot of my friends uncoupled or divorced or just are also going through a lot of those challenges because you're redefining who you are, connecting to your truth from the inside out. And here are some quick tips on how to do that. So, again, you can have better relationships, you can have improved health. You can also, hopefully, this if you have your own business, attract more clients. And if this applies to you, really actually love what you do so much that you're making effortlessly high four figures to five figures every month, and it doesn't feel like work. You're making money in a meaningful way, not just making money for the sake of making money. Because if you know my story, I was doing that 3 years ago. I was miserable and had become a workaholic, binge drinking, all of the things. And a large part of that was I had completely come out of alignment, completely come out of my core values, my truth. I had been, keeping up with the Joneses, comparing myself to others, trying to be someone who I wasn't, right? So the further away we get out of alignment, the more easily and readily it is to be frustrated, anxiety, depression, addictions increase, negative thinking increases because, again, your true north is completely obliterated. So, to come back to center, here are my top tips for you to be able to embrace this new earth, this new era. Okay. So, number one, you got to write down your core values. What matters to you? And that's going to take some trial and error. I've done that for myself. I've actually edited and tweaked them a little bit. And you're going to, probably meditate on it, pray, whatever is your thing, and maybe revisit it regularly, whether it's daily or weekly, and continue to refine it. Just that exercise alone shifted my activity. I felt more motivated again. I felt more clarity. I felt more internal drive and inspiration in spirit, right? My spirit was lifted because I was coming from my truth, not somebody else's. I'll give you an example. In my top core values, one of them is balance. I've always been a person of balance. And well, I had a mentor and a coach back in roughly 2014 who was, really wealthy and quote unquote successful. At least that's what appeared to be. And I asked them, I'm like, you're always on your phone, you're always working, you're always traveling, you're always busy. I don't really, that's not me, but is that required to be successful? And they said there is no such thing as balance when you're working and going for your big goals and dreams. And unfortunately, I adopted that value, which was not mine. And guess what? It slowly changed my life to again being someone that I wasn't, a very out of balanced person in many ways. So I came back into alignment. Balance for me also meant healthy boundaries. So I shifted my boundaries, not being all things to all people, not available 24/7, yada, yada, yada. And it took me a long time to course correct that. It was like, you can't turn the Titanic on a dime. But at the end of the day, guess what? Now I have so much more balance. I'm making way more money and I'm loving it and it feels good. It's fun. It's exciting. All of those things that I'm saying are also part of my core values. So once you write down your core values, you got to start embodying them. As you embody them through your daily actions, your daily activities, whether it's health, business, relationships. I also put out there that I didn't have really any close friends, 2 years ago. I put that out there as part of one of my core values and boom, before you know it, I started making really deep, meaningful friendships and relationships. I also even wrote down, with my husband, with my partner, what was it that I wanted for to see in him that guess what? I had to see in myself first. We are mirrors to each other. Your clients, your friends, your partners, your business partners or life partners. So in order for me to see him differently, I had to see myself differently. So that again went back into my core values, which changed my daily actions. That was more positive. And then I saw my husband differently over time. If you're not coupled or you're looking for a business partner or you're looking for a life partner, writing down your ideal partner. And then, of course, cross referencing all of those attributes that you want to see in that person and ask, are you embodying those to then, for as within, so without, start attracting that ideal business partner, life partner, or client? That's another option for you, is to really, really embody that. It's not, it's like with that phrase you probably heard growing up, do as I say, not as I do. We can't get by with that anymore. Aquarius is all about love, meaningful relationships coming from the heart. And so if you're coming from the old Piscean age analytical mind of, sell, push, do, repeat, and kind of driving sales, all of that kind of stuff, which can often come off as needy or lack. I've done that too, because again, I was out of alignment with my values. And now, if you've also noticed, part of the Age of Aquarius is you can manifest things much faster. So that just means your thoughts and your things that you write down or that you believe about yourself will manifest even faster in your life. So that can impact your health, impact your wealth, and impact your relationships. So in summary, here just are the quick tips that I've stated. Number one, reconnect with your core values and embody them daily. Number two, Number three, being able to figure out what it is that you want in a business partner or life partner or client. You could call it your client avatar, your life partner avatar, your business avatar. And before you just boom, hop into bed with anyone, and I do mean that metaphorically speaking also for business or friendship, take time, really get to know that person and maybe even ask them, hey, what are your core values? I'd love to get to know more about you, and really, really be thoughtful about your core values and sharing them and explaining with someone, and you'll attract better. And you'll also have longer, deeper, meaningful relationships. Those deep, meaningful relationships take time. Trust and rapport takes time. But the good news about this though is if you're more in alignment with your core values, your integrity, whatever it is that you say you want in life, it's going to come to you faster. Those relationships are going to come to you faster. And there's going to be less of that, less prospecting. I really believe that you're going to attract more clients faster. You're going to be more in a better wavelength with your business partner or your life partner. And you're going to be in the flow instead of feel like you're pushing a limp noodle up of a rope, right? Or a string. If you've ever heard that phrase, it's not supposed to be like that in the Age of Aquarius. However, it's not going to just change overnight. You've got to be you got to be the change you want to see in your world. So again, that's my quick and skinny on the Age of Aquarius and how relationships and partnerships can readily be more profound and more of what you want, and hopefully deeper and more meaningful. Again, it all starts with you looking in the mirror, working on those core values, working on embodying those core values, and of course, writing out what it is that you really, really want and sitting with it. Not comparing yourself to the other Joneses, not comparing yourself to other people in your industry, not comparing yourself to anybody else in your family, but really, really, really focusing on what is it that you want, which that'd probably be my final thing, is just really making sure you have spaciousness and meditation and whatever is your way to go inward, to go into the stillness. And if you are coupled and you want to come to my podcast on Friday afternoon, roughly around 4:30 Pacific time, my husband and I are going to share deeper tips on how our relationship has not only stayed together, we're no longer on each other's chopping blocks, and how we are thriving in an interdependent, deep, and meaningful, loving relationship. Whereas, 2 years ago, we were very codependent, a lot more arguments and not really hearing and seeing one another. and we've radically done a 180 on all of that. So please tune in on Friday if you'd like to hear more. But I hope these tips were helpful for you. Now that Pluto just went into Aquarius this past weekend, it's going to stay there until September 1st. Then it's going to go back into Capricorn for like a couple months, but then we'll be officially in Pluto and Aquarius for like 20 plus years after that. So this is around for a couple decades, guys, and then there's the whole other conversation of the thousands of years that go along with that. But not going too deep into the weeds of astrology today. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comment below. Shoot me an email. Otherwise, I hope to see you Friday. We want to talk about this timely topic too, because Valentine's Day is coming up, and I know a lot of single people that are looking for those amazing relationships. So, especially for those of you who maybe just became single again, maybe you just uncoupled, take some time to do this homework so that if you are attracting someone like between now and Valentine's Day, it doesn't end in heartache. That you have a deeper sense of emotional intelligence, and knowing thyself will help with that. Knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want, and being able to have healthier boundaries as well for that. Okay, guys, until next time, here's to your best health, your best wealth, your best wisdom. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, download, leave a 5-star rating or review, and also please refer this to a friend you know who may benefit from this inspirational message. We hope to see you again. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel or join my Facebook community. And if you are looking to manifest your best health, your best wealth by trusting your best wisdom within, please go to my website, www.microdosingforhealth.com. Again, www.microdosingforhealth.com to quiet your mind, get into your